Hello everyone, and welcome to the Do-It-Yourself Gourmet. Today, we're going to be doing bone-in pork chops on the pan, seared nice and hot, brought down to a low heat, and then finished off with a good high heat sear once again. We've got 2 tablespoons of canola oil that's been heating up inside the pan. We've got a full bone-in pork chop that we've dredged a light bit of flour and seasoning across. And we're going to lay this down, let the sizzle start to go to work. And when we put it down, one of the keys is going to be keeping that bone in the middle towards the hottest part of the fire. That way, the bone cooks thoroughly. And we'll lay our other one down here. 2 at a time is just fine. Bones right next to each other in the middle of that fire, so that when we swirl it around, it stays right in place where it needs to. All the while picking up the flavor, getting the heat juicy. We're going to let it cook on this side for about 3 minutes. And then we're going to flip it over and give it 3 more minutes on the other side. And then we're going to cover it. We're going to bring the heat down. And we're going to bring the heat down for about 3 minutes again. Depending on the thickness of the pork chop, you'll keep an eye on that. And then after that, you bring the lid off, bring it back up to heat, finish it off at about 2.5 minutes on each side. Good hot seared pork chops, good to go. Bone in, 2 in total, about 11 minutes. So once that initial sear is taken care of, go ahead and turn that down to a medium flame. Not terribly hot, not too low, but a nice medium flame. Now you can see the heat is pushing up the juices from the other side. Fear not, when we flip that over, it will sear in beautifully and create a great caramelized color. We're coming upon the mark. We've got about 30 seconds left that we're going to be leaving it on this side, and then we're flipping it over. As we approach the flip over point, you might want to turn the heat up just a tad. That way when you sear it on the other side, it's got a nice heat going with it too. Here we are, up on the flip. There's 1, looking good. There's 2, also looking good. Couple of nice caramelized bits where there was extra flour. Now we've got 3 more minutes on this side. And now after the first minute, we are going to start the process of lowering the heat. So after that first minute, we're going to put the lid on top of it. That allows the heat to collect and shorten the cooking time just a little bit, so that you can make sure that everything is hot and fresh and juicy. Situate the lid so that it's not pressing down on the meat too much, and go ahead and lower that down to your medium heat. Let the heat take it a lower level, slower cook. The ambient temperature brings it up and gets it nice and done on the inside, so that you're not worried about things being undercooked. During the process, go ahead and take the lid off, shake it around just a little bit. Go ahead and let that water drip from the lid back in. Place that lid back on top. And this is the point where we're going to lift off the top, swirl it around, and now we can finish it off. We're going to bring it back up to that full flame high heat. We're going to let the heat do its work. We're going to sear in those last bit of juices, and then we're going to flip it over once more and do the same. This all should take about 2.5 minutes total. Give it a little feel. Looks like it's getting nice and firm. There we are. That pork is coming out beautifully. Now using the lid, it really turns it into a quickly finished pork chop. At this point, you got about 45 seconds left. You're going to let it rest a little bit, and then it will be good and done. I'm going to turn off that flame, let it finish. It'll caramelize on the bottom as I'm preparing and letting it rest. and we'll come back when it's ready to slice. And we are now back to finish up. I have got the bone-in pork chop. Nice slice along the bias. Nice slice along the bias. And you can see that that is done just right. Not too done, not too undone. No pink, except just a bunch of juicy white pork chop meat. Do it yourself gourmet, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.